Okay, more trapezoidal rule. Here we're going to use the trapezoidal rule with n equals 8 subdivisions to approximate the integral from 0 to 1 of 3x squared dx. So let's try this. First of all, graph of 3x squared, it's parabola up, vertex at the origin, a little narrower than x squared would be. So again, let's try to do it without actually drawing the trapezoids this time. So this area we're going to calculate. We can see the size of the interval is 1. So the height of each one of our trapezoids is going to be found by taking the size of that interval, 1 minus 0, which is 1, and dividing it up into 8 pieces. So each height is going to be 1/8. So the area of a trapezoid, again, we factor out the 1/2 times the height times the sum of all the bases. And remember, we use the first base, or the base at the first and left endpoint and the base at the right endpoint. Those we use only one time, and every other one we are going to use twice. Okay, so each other one we're going to use twice, and again, the reason for that is because adjacent trapezoids are going to share a base together. Okay, so every time I draw a little, it's hard, draw a little trapezoid, each of those bases are going to be shared. So here we go. So we start at the left endpoint. So f of 0 will be our first base. Now I can see that's going to be exactly 0, but that's okay. Plus, now, the height of each one is 1/8, so each successive base is going to be 1/8 apart. So we're going to do 2 times all these, 2 times f of 1/8, plus 2 times f of 2/8, or 1/4 if you prefer, plus 2 times f of 3/8, plus 2 times f of 4/8, or a half. I'm going to wrap around here. 2 times f of 5/8, 2 times f of 6/8, 2 times f of 7/8, and then 8/8 only one time, f of 1 just once. By the way, you'll notice last time we did 6 trapezoids on the last video, and we ended up having 7 bases. Here we have 8 trapezoids, and there should be 9 bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because we're counting both endpoints. So if we try to calculate this, go to my calculator. I put 3x squared. This time I put it into y sub 2, as you can see. And so we're going to go 1/2 times 1/8, 0.125 if you like that as a decimal. Start with f of 0. So now I'm on y2. I'll have to remember that, of 0, plus twice y2 at 1/8, plus 2 times y2 at 2/8, and so on. Okay, I'm not going to type in the whole thing this time just to save time on the video. So you're going to calculate that whole area of your trapezoid. Now, without evaluating the integral, okay, using FNint, can you tell if the approximation will be too high or too low? Well, this time the graph, you'll notice, is concave up. And because it's concave up, when I connect any two successive points, that top of that trapezoid, it'll be hard to see, but because it's curved upward, because it's concave up, any 2 points, when I connect them with a straight line, will be above the curve, and so will be too high. So in this case, this estimate should be too high because the graph is concave up. Okay, so too high because the graph is concave up. Let's this one would offer pretty much the same thing. Let's just set it up. So trapezoidal rule, 4 subdivisions from 0 to 2 of this function. So let's just set it up. So this area, first we need the height. The height is found by taking the size of the interval, which would be 2 minus 0, all over the number of subdivisions 4. So each height is going to be a half. So area is 1/2 times the height, which is also a half, times the sum of the bases. So we're going to go f of, starting at 0, plus 2 times f of, think of what this would be. The heights are all a half, so the bases will be a half apart. So if that's 0, this will be a half, plus 2 times f of 2 halves, or 1, plus 2 times f of 3 halves, and finally plus f of 2. Notice there were 4 trapezoids. So the first one had 2 bases, second one had 2 bases, third one had 2 bases, fourth one had 2 bases. There ended up being 5 bases altogether. Once again, it's concave up, so my approximation is going to be a little bit high. Now, what if you're given a table of data instead? An observer measures the outside temperature every hour from noon till 7, recording the temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit in the table below. So here you can see at noon it was 63 degrees, all the way up till 7 o'clock it was 68. It had gone up to 70, then it went back down to 68. Use the trapezoidal rule to approximate the average temperature over the 7-hour period. Now notice, average temperature. We want to find the average value of this. So we want to find the average value of t. So remember, to do that, we have to go 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of the temperature function. T of, I don't know, it's time. Let's say t of little t. I don't know. Maybe we'll call it that. Okay? So it isn't just this time only finding the value of the integral. It's also understanding that we got to do an average. So over the 7-hour period, so we have average value is 1 over b minus a, so 1 over 7 minus 0, which is 1/7, times, now this area right here, using trapezoidal rule. So trapezoidal rule says we take 1/2 times the height. Well, they don't tell us how many subdivisions to use, but I can clearly see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 subintervals would work really nicely. I could use a time interval of 1 hour. Okay? So we're going to go times, the height is, well, 7 minus, we're going to think of 12 o'clock as 0. Okay? So 7 minus 0, which would be, and then divide it up into 7 parts will make it the easiest. So each height can be 1, then times the sum of all the bases. Now, if you look at, get my head out of the way here, if I kind of graph the points, but hopefully it'll be unnecessary, but you can see if I would kind of look at this as a continuous function and kind of connect the dots, of course I'm going to screw this up, but no, I didn't do too bad. And I started making trapezoids. You can see there'd be one trapezoid, there would be another trapezoid, and another trapezoid, and so on as we go through this whole figure. So it's the same thing. I want the height at 0, starting with the height at 0, which would be 63. I'm sorry, the base at 0, which would be 63, plus the base at 1 would be 65, but we're going to use this base twice, once for trapezoid A and once for trapezoid B. So every one of these middle heights are going to be used twice. So 2 times, sorry, middle bases, 265 plus 2 times 66 plus 2 times 68, and so on as we go through this whole thing. So 2 times 70, 2 times 69, 2 times 68, and then finally that last 68 is only used once. Again, notice 7 trapezoids, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that we're adding up. So if we add these up, we have, let me see if I can grab this and make it smaller. I think I can do that. Yes, I can. I don't want to make it too teeny weeny, but no, that didn't work. And it won't let me make it smaller that way. Let's see if I can just kind of move it out of the way a little bit. Well, we'll do the best we can here. So let's try this. We'll go 1/7 times 1/2 times 1. That's all together 1/14. So 1/14, oopsie, lost it. 1/14 times the sum of all the heights. So 63. See if I can scroll down here. Maybe I can see that. Yeah, I'll do it this way. But now I'm off the screen totally. Darn it. Yeah, go up a little bit. Let's see if this works. 63 plus 2 make it a little larger my screen this way. And I'm moving the whole thing down. I can't make it any bigger. Oh well. Plus 2 times 65. And I want to do this whole thing out just so we can see if our answer makes sense. Plus 2 times 66 plus 2 times 68. I actually could just multiply these by 2 in my head. I wouldn't have to keep multiplying by 2, but I'm committed now. 2 times 70. The 0 is out of range here. There we go. And there's no 2 in front of it. Insert a 2. All right, there we go. So 2 times 70 plus 2 times 69, I believe was the next one. Plus 2 times 68. And then finally I'm to the last one, which is just this plain old 68, I think. I'm going to look at it and make sure I've got this all correct. So 70, 69, and 2 68s, and then a 68. Yeah, I think I got it all correct. So I hit enter. 67.3. Now, does that seem reasonable that this approximation, and I should go to 3 places, 67.357. So does it seem reasonable when you look at this table that the average temperature could be about 67.357 degrees Fahrenheit? Yeah, that seems like a pretty decent answer for the average. A lot of times people will forget the 1 over b minus a, or they'll forget all this coefficient altogether and they'll just be doing the bases and they'll get an answer that's in the hundreds somewhere that you look at and so how could the average temperature be 100 something when all my answers are in the 60s? So get your answer and think about it and make some sense out of it. Okay, hope that helped and good luck on the homework.